Welcome to the ExpensePoint Web User Tutorial video series. Today we're going to look at the accounting process. The accounting process is the final step in the expense reporting cycle. Every report that's been approved by an approver will be required to be reviewed by the accounting person. So I'm going to log into ExpensePoint Web as the accounting person, and let's look at some reports to review. So first of all, you log into ExpensePoint Web and click on the Expense Manager. In the Expense Manager, you'll see a list of reports that require your review. Now, the accounting department is the last reviewer of the report, or the final approver. So let's highlight a report that we want to approve. So we pulled this report up, and again, just like the approver can, you can look at the report as a printable preview, which you can print the report or save it as a PDF and go through the summary and detail pages. And then finally we have the accounting page here, which lists out all the expenses consolidated by GL account code. This information then would be entered into your accounting system. Now, the first thing we're going to do is mark that we have received the receipts. So you highlight the report and you can click on Receipts Received, and ExpensePoint will put an icon next to each line item indicating that the receipts have been received. Now, if you can also do this line item by line item as well. And then once you've accounted for the receipts, you would then go through the process of approving the report. Now also, accounting can decline an expense or a report as well. And if accounting does decline an expense, an email will be sent to the submitter of the report, and then once they've resubmitted the expense, it will go through its approval process again. So I'm going to go ahead and approve this report. And now, if I click on my recent work, I can actually pull up that report that I just recently approved. So the next part of the process for accounting would also then be to input this information into your accounting system. And again, you can obtain that information from the accounting page, which is the last page of the printable expense report. And once you have that information input into your accounting system, then you can mark the report as being reconciled. And simply that indicates that the information for this report, each line item, has been entered into your accounting system and reconciled to your GL. And a rubber stamp icon is also displayed next to each line item. Now, some companies will want to export this data and import it into their accounting system. And if you use the exporter system, then there's no need to physically mark the report as reconciled, as the exporter system will do this on your behalf. If you have electronic receipt imaging and you need to see the receipts, you can click on the View Images, and ExpensePoint will pull up the receipt files for you, which are also visible on screen, and you can zoom in and zoom out. And also, it's a snap out window, so if you have a second monitor, you can put the receipt images on your second monitor and review the images side by side with the report. Now, accounting can always review comments or the history of a line item as well. So I'm going to highlight this line item, and I'm going to review the comments just by clicking on the expense comments on the side here. Accounting can also add a comment either at the line item level or even at the report level. Also, you can look at the history of a line item too. So I'm just going to click on the history here, and you can see a full history of all the events that has taken place with this single line item. Now, accounting also has the ability to change any element of an expense. So let's take this one for example. We have a meals and entertainment expense, and the GL code is listed here as well, but perhaps it should have gone to a different category. So accounting can click on the list of categories, and it dynamically changes the GL code. If I switch it back, you can see the GL code switching back to the meals and entertainment one. So it allows accounting the flexibility to go in and make edits without the need to decline the report. Thank you for looking at this video, and be sure to check out other videos that will help you using the ExpensePoint web system.